I don't know who you are, but there's a lot of energy trying to stop you from receiving this message. So if you're seeing this video, then this message is for you. And as always, I'm wishing my divine gang and YouTube collective nothing but peace, prosperity, abundance, health, and wealth in this moment and in every moment. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Been trying to do this video maybe like 5 times already, so let's say 5th time is the charm. As always, it's lovely to see you, lovely to share space with you all. Even though I'm not actually seeing you, you're seeing me, okay? I have felt guided, intuitively pushed to come and bring you some guidance as we step into this spring solstice. Lots of fertile energy entering and flooding this realm, okay, the physical realm, but it's been, ushering itself in on the physical, on the mental, on the spiritual, the mental and emotional planes up until this point, okay? So it definitely feels like the seeds you have planted or whatever you've been working on will grow, okay? I don't want to get too intuitive. I want to get some cards out for you, okay? I'm excited. The energy feels clear. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. And I wanted to ask this week, or this month rather, what does your spiritual team, so that's your spirit guides, your ancestors, your guardian angels, any deities, angels, entities, ascended masters that are assisting you along your path, what do they have to say to you in this moment in time? So let's get to it. Welcome back to my divine gang and all of the YouTube collective, okay? I pulled the cards and we have the energy, and it's aligned, it's very much aligned with the energy that I was feeling intuitively for the collective. So let's get into it. The first card we have coming out from our coming out from our angel guide deck is going to be honesty and communication. And when these cards pop out in reverse, there's no reverse meaning. It just means that this is really important to focus on right now. And with this energy, honesty and communication, there's a really big focus right now for the collective and my divine gang to communicate honestly and authentically to what's in your heart, okay? So this is about, one, taking inventory, okay? Being honest about where you are, what you feel, what you think, being honest about what's helpful for you, what isn't helpful for you, whether it's in relationships, whether it's your relationship with yourself, or whether it's relationship with intangible things like place, community, a job, anything like that, right? This is about not only taking inventory of where you are, but communicating who you are and where you are honestly. So this is about open, honest communication, but this is also putting an emphasis on whatever it is that the divine gang or the collective is doing. It involves some sort of communication, or whatever you're supposed to be doing involves you communicating honestly, you not holding yourself back, you not questioning the validity of what it is that you have to say and what it is that you want to do. So this is about open and honest communication. That's going to be the really important key to you moving forward. Being able to take advantage of the fertile energy that is flooding this realm right now, okay? It's going to require you being honest and communicating. So you may be someone who has to speak. You may be a public speaker. You also may be a content creator. You may be a teacher. There's so many different orators, okay, where speaking is important, where communication is important. If you're in sales, communication is important, okay? But this is about speaking authentically, speaking, not second guessing the validity of what you have to say, okay? And this is going to lead to, with our Keepers of Light deck here, your Lord Ganesh energy, which is infinite abundance. Your open and honest communication is going to lead to infinite abundance. It says here obstacles are being removed, spiritual support and connections are increasing. Lord Ganesh is really tied to abundance. She's a Hindu goddess associated with abundance, but also about removing obstacles. There's a famous story, or I guess you could say epic, about his life. And his father was Shiva, the destroyer god, and he accidentally snuck up on his father one day, and in doing so, his father removed his head. As a sorry, he reattach an elephant head, and that's why this God has an elephant head. Okay, so this is about removing obstacles. So it does feel like with your open and honest communication, with you communicating effectively what you need and what you don't need, what you want, what you don't want, what you're into, what you're not into, what you're going to go for and what you aren't going to go for, it is literally bringing in or removing the obstacles that are in the way of your success, that are in the way of your abundance, that are in the way of your seeds growing into fruition. Okay, and it does feel like you may not have been honest with yourself or honest with others about what is holding you back, about your next steps, about what really needs to be done. And it does feel like there's a need for you to really be honest with yourself and the world around you and just be free. Give yourself permission to be you. Okay, I think a lot of the times we edit ourselves because we are trying to, accommodate other people because we're worried about how it's going to come off. I'm not telling you to be rude or nasty. I'm not telling you to do that. But what I am saying is that what's going to be the most important for you and what's going to be the most fruitful for you is you putting your priorities and what's important to you first, okay? And communicating from your heart openly and honestly. That's going to allow the infinite abundance to flow in and the obstacles to be removed. It does feel like whatever you may have been worried about, whatever may have been blocking you, whatever may have been stopping you from moving ahead previously is no longer going to be an issue for you. These obstacles are being removed, but it's going to require and continue to require you to be honest and open with your communication. And that's not just meaning your words, that means your body language, that means your choices. Everything you're doing should communicate what it is that you're choosing. So if you're choosing peace, everything you choose in your life with yourself, in your relationships, at the store, in the gym, everything should be aligned with peace, okay? What am I going to do tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? Every decision you make should be aligned with peace in order to beget peace. Peace begets peace. Ashe? So let's get into some of the surrounding energy and clarifying this and making sure we get all the fine-tuned energy and necessary that we need. Fine-tuned messages that we need, okay? Pull some cards about what was happening before this moment, okay? What led you to this moment? And the star ensures success in all enterprises. But for me, this speaks about an idea. You had an idea, okay? You had an idea of what success was going to look like in your life, what you needed to do to become successful. And it feels like with the repairs popping out warrants against assaults that will threaten and will occur sooner or later, you realize that there were things that threatened this beautiful idea, with this successful idea, with this seed you were trying to plant and grow. There were a lot of things in your life currently at the time that were threatening it, that would not allow you to get where you're trying to go, or eventually you will be at odds with this. So it feels like with the railroad popping in, you decided to walk away. You decided to take the road less traveled, to forecast a long journey. You decided to take the steps necessary to get towards your success, okay, and leave behind the things that threatened it. So that's people, places, things, or relationship with self that threatens your forward movement. Ashe? Okay, and where you are now is that the people whom you left behind with the birds, this signifies gossip, okay? Dire misfortune and fierce enemies. This, to me, always signifies gossip. So it feels like the people whom which you have left behind, the people whom which you have walked away from, are now discussing it. They're discussing you heavily, okay? So whether you know it or not, you are the topic of discussion. I've been saying this for probably like 2 months now, that you are the topic of discussion, and it does feel like specifically the people whom which you have walked away from, the people whom which were threatening your forward movement, now feel some type of way about it. What I'm hearing is, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone. These are people who underestimated you, undervalued you, and underappreciated you, and they didn't give you what your worth was when you were in their life, when they had access to you. But now that you are no longer giving them access to you, they really see the value of it. Before, when it was readily available, when you were shoving it down their throat, okay, they couldn't care. They could care less about it, okay? But now that they no longer have access to it, they feel a bit jaded by that. They feel as though they're now beginning to see, damn, maybe I am the issue, because it feels like I'm speaking to a collective who people made you out to be the issue. When you walked away, when you decided to go on this travel, when you decided to go on this path, people made you the issue. People pointed you out and made it seem like you were the oddball out. Or they just, they tried to make it seem like you were the one that was oddball out. And maybe they had movement before you did. But now, because you were slow and steady, because you planted the seeds, because you watered it, because you tilled the ground, now your seeds are going to grow. But they're growing as a beanstalk, strong and foundational. Whatever forward movement they may have been having was limited, to say the least. And now they're going to be slowing up. And it's going to literally, the universe is going to allow them to see the opportunity they missed in appreciating you in their life. Ashe, I had to get that out, okay? And with that, what you moved on to denotes a change in residence for the better sooner or later. So whether you realize it or not, you are moving towards a better direction, whatever, regardless of what they have to say about you, regardless of the chit chat that they're talking about you, regardless of the rumors they put on your name. None of it is actually stopping you. None of it is actually harming you or causing you to go off track, because you've moved. You're in a different space. You are no longer the person that you once was. And you are really in a season of divine karmic balancing, okay? You are receiving blessings. You are receiving positive karma for a lot of the positive decisions you have been making lately. So congratulations on to that. And what you have to look forward to, what you can look forward to right now is with the book Presage Discovery of a Mystery Affecting the Person for the Better. There's something that that's about to be uncovered for the collective that you are currently unaware of, that's going to be very fruitful for you, that's going to be for your betterment, okay? Specifically in regards to with the house pumping out, success in all ventures. If present condition is unpleasant, the future will be happy and prosperous. So this is saying that regardless of what it looks like now, understand that you have made the right choices and you will have success in all enterprises and everything that you have decided to pursue. You will have success in those fields. So trust that, understand that, know that, but also honor the path that you chose. Okay, it wasn't easy to walk down this path, but you've done it, and now you're about to be rewarded. Even though you may have questioned, like, damn, was this the right goal? Because there were a lot of obstacles in your way. Now that those obstacles are being removed, you'll begin to see that this is exactly where you needed to be. Okay, especially with the eye denotes great interest taken by friends. This feels like you are about to go viral. You are about to be seen by a lot of people. You're about to be noticed in a way where people want to get close to you. People value what you have to say, what you're offering, and they want more of it. Okay, so it does feel like there's about to be an increase in the demand, which is going to help you increase the supply, which is going to help you increase your revenue. Ashe, ashe, ashe. That is the beautiful, amazing energy that you have heading towards you in this moment in time. This is what your spirit team wants you to know right now. So I hope that you use this information, as always, to help you not only lead a more soul-centered life, but take advantage of all the fertile energy that's rushing into this realm right now. And as always, I am wishing you peace, prosperity, abundance, health, and wealth in this moment and in every moment. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Happy healing.